You're looking at me with a mixture of intrigue and hatred.
Definitely not intrigue. Thank you very much.
Bro, I've been rejected by hundreds of women in London, and in this video I want to share the 5 lessons that I've learned which have transformed my approach to meeting women. Throughout this video you're going to see clips of these rejections, and at the very end I'm going to teach you my secret method for becoming so emotionally bulletproof that rejection no longer affects you.
Sad face, I'm just gonna tell you look good. Fuck it.
1. It's all in your head. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned after being rejected by hundreds of women is nobody can make you feel bad without your consent.
I'm looking to take a beautiful girl out on a date with me. So
Sorry, I'm traveling with my mom.
Oh, is that your mom?
Yeah.
Does she want to come on a date or not?
Understand, everything that happens in this world is inherently neutral, and we choose to attach our own interpretation to the things that we experience.
Whoa, hang on, I haven't got to go yet. I find you both attractive. However, well, where are you going? Where are you going?
I think we're done with this conversation.
I would like to take you out another time, Sky, for a drink.
As Shakespeare once wrote, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Perception is very much reality, and even if it's not true, we make it true by believing in it. Whenever I approach a woman who I find attractive and she decides to decline my invitation to begin a romantic relationship, it's up to me how I decide to react to this. I can choose to get angry, frustrated, annoyed. I can choose to interpret her response as, oh, this must mean I'm an unlovable piece of shit who no woman is ever gonna want. Or I can choose to see it how I believe it is. I extended an invitation and she decided to decline my invitation. So rather than ruminating in my own egoic self-absorption and interpreting her response as a personal attack on my own sense of self-worth, I remind myself nobody can make me feel bad without my consent. I attach my own interpretation to the experience, and then I go hand out more invitations. 2. She's not your girl. I don't know about you, bro, but I don't believe in the one, but I do believe in soulmates. And I believe that there are women who have been put on this earth specifically for us, and part of the game of life involves us finding these women. Whilst hundreds of women who I've approached in London decided to decline my invitation.
From Russia?
Yeah.
I can speak a little bit of Russian.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
happy for you.
You're very happy for me. Hang on, before I haven't got to the good bit yet. I was going to tell you.
Many chose to accept it.
This is meant to be. This is written in the stars.
Ooh.
I knew when I came out today, I was going to find.
Because really we don't see that anymore in here. We don't see people coming and approaching you, even though, you know, just for a chat or like,
Yeah.
just, you know.
You like it?
But that's so cool.
This is better. Come over in person, and then you know within the first 5 seconds if you like somebody.
Yeah,
and if you
definitely.
don't, you can just be like, sorry mate, I've got a boyfriend, or I'm a lesbian,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I don't.
I use that a lot. I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, so that's the best one. I use that. When girls approach me, I say, I'm sorry, I've got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Come here.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
amazing to meet you as
It
well.
was nice, lovely
Have an
to
amazing day.
Yes, I'll wait for your message.
I'll message you. All right, bye.
I started daytime cold approach 4 years ago. I started on the 4th of July 2020, and back then I had no idea what I was doing.
My name's Kristian, 23 years old, broke up with my girlfriend about 3 months ago. I don't have a f***ing clue what I'm doing right now. Like, this is relatively new to me, like just going out, approaching girls.
And over these past 4 years, in between all the women who chose to decline my invitation, I've met so many beautiful, incredible, inspiring women, and all of these experiences have led me to the conclusion that rejection is God's protection. When a girl decides to decline my invitation, I view her response as God acting in disguise. He is revealing to me that this girl who I approach is simply not my girl. So I don't need to waste my time pursuing a girl who was never meant for me. And you'll find this as well, bro. Like, the more approaches you do, the more women you meet, the more experiences that you have, you will find these women who you instantly have this cosmic connection with, where you'll approach and it feels as though you've known each other all your lives, it'll feel as though you were always destined to meet. And this is the way that I like to play the game, right? I'm going out there to find my fuck yeses, right? I'm not looking for the maybe girls. I'm not looking for those girls who I need to text back and forth over a 90-day period to try and convince them into liking me. No, I'm going out there to find my fuck yeses. And if she's not a fuck yes, she's a fuck no. And if she's a fuck no, then she's simply not my girl. 3, learn to self-amuse. If there's one thing that I've learned after being rejected by hundreds of women is you need to have a fucking sense of humor.
Excuse me, ladies. Oh yeah, I'm going that way. I'm about to meet some friends.
Nips.
I just wanted to. Are you just squeeze my nipples? I just want to tell you that you both look lovely. I hope you have a fantastic. Do you know what, darling? Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
That felt very nice. Have a lovely time. Stay sexy. The fuck was that? My nipples squeeze.
I think it's very easy when you first get started with cold approach and you're like, oh my god, this all feels fucking weird. It's easy to take yourself, the situation, and the girl too seriously. It's too easy when you first start approaching to pin your entire sense of self-worth on the opinion of one woman. You don't know what state of mind she was in when you approach her, right? Maybe she's just having a very bad day. Maybe she just got fired from a job. Maybe she's had an intense argument with a family member and she just wasn't in the mood to be approached on that day. Yeah, it could be a case of same girl, different day, different result. The best thing that I've found to do when you approach and you do receive undesirable feedback is to immediately laugh it off.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, do you speak English?
No.
You don't? No, sorry.
When guys work with me one-on-one and they have some particularly undesirable approaches, they'll come back to me and we'll laugh it off. Yeah, we'll laugh it off together. I'll put my arm around them. I'll remind them that, dude, in 100 years, none of this is gonna matter. Don't worry about it. She just wasn't your girl. Let's get back out there. Let's go extend some more invitation. Let's go find our girls. And even when my guys are not with me in person, they get immediate support through our private WhatsApp group.
I just went to exchange some trainers and sat at a coffee shop. See this very statuesque blonde next to me. Again, the fact I gave myself accountability in the group and went, right boys, I'm in for one. Even though it was just a little text that I sent through, which I don't even think went through, it helped me get into it. I ended up having a fucking literally 90-minute, another 90 minutes, probably possibly even 2-hour conversation with this woman.
This WhatsApp group is like having wingmen in your pocket. So whenever our guys go out and do some approaches, and let's say some approaches don't go their way, they don't feel as though they're on their own. Yeah, they can just send some video or voice messages into the group and immediately they're able to laugh it off with other guys who get it. Even though the guys are not with them in person, it stops them from slipping into a negative headspace because they're like, okay, I don't feel as though I'm on my own right now. As one of my clients, Joseph, once said, cold approach is not a solo sport. It's a team sport and it's also an extreme sport. So when you are going out, I do advise you've got guys in your corner who can help you normalize this whole process, but also more importantly, guys who you can just have a laugh with. Right, I think it's just too easy to take this approach game too seriously. Oh, must go out, must do my 10 sets, be very militant and strategic about it. And the inability to laugh your way through life, I find, is a massive sticking point for a lot of guys. And something else that I teach to my guys, and this is really important, so please apply it, is before they even go out to approach, in order for them to get into the mindset where they can actually self-amuse, I want my guys to be feeling as good as possible before they do any approaches. In my experience, it's much easier to laugh off the rejections when we're already feeling good about ourselves, when we're operating from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. Imagine a battery, okay? I like to view my emotional state as a battery. The fuller my battery is before I go out to cold approach, the more emotional hits I can take without it depleting me. So what I suggest is before you go out to cold approach, do things that make you feel good. So whether it's training hard at the gym, partaking in combat sports, dancing around your apartment and telling yourself you are the most fuckable man on the planet, like whatever it is, do whatever you need to do to get your emotional battery as full as possible. 4, resilience through repetition. One of my favorite mantras is throw me in hell and I'll find a way to enjoy it. When you cold approach, you are going to get a lot of undesirable outcomes. You are going to get a lot of women who decline your invitation, and this is going to happen a lot. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of what your mind perceives to be rejection. But it's like, the way that I view it, if you're not being rejected, then you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Yeah, I view rejection as a rite of passage. It allows us to forge a new identity through the fires of adversity. And yeah, before you've gotten yourself desensitized to these undesirable outcomes, they do just suck, right? They will make you question your own sense of self-worth. You'll have those deep existential conversations with yourself at 11:27 p.m. on a rainy Tuesday, asking yourself, will any woman ever love me? All of this is normal, but the more you approach, the more you dive bomb into discomfort, the more you run towards resistance, the more desensitized you will become, and the more resilient you will start to feel. This is the place that I've got to 4 years after I started. I'm now able to play the game rationally. I no longer take rejection personally like I used to do. I fully accept that not every woman is going to want to jump into bed with me, and I am at peace with whatever happens, knowing I'm going out there to find my girls. Forget about meditating, gratitude journaling, fucking red light therapy. Cold approach is the ultimate self-improvement exercise.
This gave me like undiscovered confidence that turned me into like a social beast.
Immersing myself in this skill for the past 4 years has allowed me to transform from a low-life loser who was low on confidence to a more abundant, magnetic, confident version of myself. And the energy that I now move with whenever I'm faced with challenging situations in any area of life, because of the resilience that I've developed through repetition, is no matter what, I can handle it. Throw me in hell, I'll find a way to enjoy it. And finally, make rejection your goal. When most guys get started with daytime cold approach, the reason why they feel so anxious to approach at the start is because they place too much importance on a particular outcome. They want every approach to go perfect. They want every woman to like them, and they perceive rejections as failures.
What's special about you, out of curiosity?
You knew.
If-
But thank you for the
If I do, I don't feel like I'm gonna get to find out.
But what if instead we flip the script? What if instead of going out there to be liked, to receive love and validation from the feminine, what if we instead went out there to get rejected? What if instead we made rejection the goal? This is the exact exercise that I give to my clients when we work together one-on-one, right? I'll say to my guy, let's say he's called John, right? John, the first 3 approaches that we do today, the only goal is to get rejected. The only goal is to get no's as fast as possible. So for the first 3 approaches, John will go over to 3 different women and straight up ask them for a date, right? Go over and be like, hey, you're beautiful, I want to take you out on a date, with full expectation that these women are going to say no. Yeah, that is what we want. We want the no's as fast as possible. By going out to get rejected, to get no's as fast as possible, we are quickly going to make peace with the perceived worst case scenario and quickly start to feel emotionally bulletproof. Now, usually the guys who I give this exercise to are hesitant at first. Yeah, they'll have the voice in their head, they'll have the excuses that start to surface, like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this, I need to do some more warm-ups first, oh, I need more theory. But as soon as they run towards rejection, as soon as they've got that first no on the board, as soon as they make peace with the perceived worst case scenario, they enter social God mode. And if you would like to see me doing this exact exercise, which you can copy to instantly become more emotionally bulletproof, then you can watch it right now by clicking this video.